You guys ready to roll? You ready to roll?
Yeah.
Let's get into this. Let's go. Motivation 101 for today. We have a tropical storm brewing, and I'm a big fan of the weather. Really big fan of the weather. And we just had rain that began to fall. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of nice behind us, but in that direction, it's getting rather rough. So we have graduated on our 82nd show now to trying to shoot one from the hip. So this was yesterday's stuff, and because I've been so wrapped up in the weather and dragging her around with me, I haven't watched a lot of the matches. I kept up with all the scores, and she has watched the matches. So because I'm doing the weather stuff that I've done for a very long time, and we have done this, I'm trying to work both avenues, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have graduated. Everyone has said Carla needs to roll the deal.
Oh, I'm not really rolling it, no.
She didn't expect that. She's gonna roll the deal.
I'm not rolling it.
I just had this in my hand as a reminder of how we normally do it.
No.
Why not?
No.
All right, so here we go. So Carla's gonna start it out. Let's go.
Start it out with what?
I'm just asking. I mean, just go ahead.
I don't know where to start it with.
Begin somewhere. You're good. Let's do it. Hello, maybe?
Hello, wherever you are. I don't like doing that part.
But you're so fun to watch.
Hello, wherever you are, morning, night. I don't like doing this. You do it.
Well, what's wrong with that?
That's your thing.
Well, it's not my thing. I just think that...
I don't like doing that part. That's not me.
I think sometimes you have to break the ice and just get it done.
What break the ice? I don't mind talking.
I think she does.
No, I don't do it. I don't know what to say. I know you usually say hello wherever you are. It's whatever time here. I don't even know what time it's.
It's about 2:40 Central Standard Time.
2:40 Central Time. I hope you're having a good Labor weekend, and maybe some people don't celebrate. That's a U.S. thing. I don't know. I'm doing terrible at this. You started.
I think she does great. Let's go.
Hopefully you're watching the U.S. Open.
Yes.
There's some good matches and some boring ones.
Big time match in the sense that your dad, Nathan, respectively, called Nishikori maybe winning this entire tournament like 2 weeks before it started. We were like, what? Really?
I was kind of shocked, actually, that Nishikori beat Kohlschreiber today in straight sets.
I was shocked that Monfils retired against Nishikori.
Well, and then the other match that's okay, it's Sosa and Djokovic. But the interesting match is actually watching Osaka and Sabalenka play. They're on the third set right now, and Osaka's up a break.
And you're keeping those scores, though? You got the scores there?
Yes, but I've actually been watching the match. Both girls are hitting hard. I mean, Sabalenka's got a wicked serve. Obviously, as we know, her forehand is really, really strong. But Osaka's not scared. She's not intimidated by her.
I thought it was pretty cool to see. This is parts that I did see when I wasn't doing the weather updates outside and studying meteorology models and so forth. But I got to see, or I had the opportunity to see Osaka's parents. Very in shape, strong, young. So this is good. So this is a good thing. So I actually picked Sabalenka to win this match.
I did not. I picked Osaka. I gave her a chance because I said, you know what? This girl's probably tired of not winning. Probably tired of people saying the same thing. Not that she heard you, Justin. But, you know, I said she's really got nothing to lose here. You know, she's a young girl just like Sabalenka. They're the same age. And I said she's going to try her best to give it her all.
I agree.
So that's why I chose Osaka. Plus, anytime he chooses somebody, I go against him. So.
You know, I hear this. I hear this amongst some of my kids, too. Like, who do you like? Well, who do you like, Dad? I like this guy.
Well, I have to win the bracket. So I knew he would pick Sabalenka because he always talks about her. So I said, how can I gain more points? I have to pick the opposite.
Sabalenka's a beast, though. She's a beast.
Well, I mean,
she's a beast. She really is a beast.
Osaka's about to break her again. She's at 3-2.
Yeah,
3-2. Sabalenka. I mean, have you seen Osaka hit the ball?
Yeah, she hits it.
She's been hitting the ball.
I agree.
And like I said, maybe some people listen to me, but Sabalenka has a great forehand, but it's gonna break down. You can't hit a shot like that 2-3 times in a row.
All right, so here's the agenda. Hopefully everybody's cool with this.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I mentioned a tropical storm or potentially hurricane that we have that's approaching here relatively quickly, and we are going to instead of well, actually, with viewer comments, I think I'm going to get into some tangents anyway. So instead of coming up with my own avenues to address those that think Carla can really beat me, and look, she can't, and I'm not going to get into this, but we're gonna figure this out real soon. I don't want to get into that at this point.
Look, he's been doing like 200 plus push-ups every day.
Every day.
You know, and I'm going to start even pushing it harder, working out harder. Not because of him, because I have to get a lot of positive inside of me. I've been dealing with a lot of negativity, and it's time for me to start kicking butt.
Yeah, I think actually Carla had a little bit more negativity today. We're not going to get into that, but I think even more light was shed on the subject, in which we now realize certain individuals have shunned this young lady, and it's rather disgraceful. But we won't get into that. There's certain things we don't talk about.
No, it's okay. I'm going to be like Serena. Like she said, Mama's going to knock you out. That's going to be me.
Right. Yeah, it's tough to be sometimes where we are and to have someone profiled based upon the way someone looks. But we'll leave it at that. Anyway, I think you're the greatest thing that's ever been created in my life. And I have cinco niños.
Very good.
I got five children, most amazing kids in the world, and you're my whole soldier.
Thank you.
You're my partner.
Thank
you know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
People mess with you.
Oh, that's okay. I come back stronger.
Let's go. It's all right. Anyway, sad tale for another day, but not in the open, so we'll just read in between the lines. Anyway, we are going to get into viewer comments because I'm super stoked about this hurricane, and I can't wait to get back on my meteorological models and intensity scales and so forth and to do my next tropical update. So I'm juggling both. So Carla, take the reins and let's get into viewer comments.
Well, we have a viewer. This has to do with the weather. Name is the Red River. Pretty cool name. Boom. This is on your video, your weather video.
From today?
Yeah, from yesterday. I think you posted a video yesterday. I hope it shifts east and makes landfall at Pensacola.
Big shout out here. He must live in Pensacola.
Not sure, he didn't say, or she didn't say, but you know, a lot of people want it to shift to Pensacola because they like going surfing. So.
Well, actually, I surf too, and I have a board that I was lucky enough to get at a garage sale for $20, and it's a wicked nice board. But I have this injury on my leg that's an open cut, so I can't get in the water, which is unfortunate because I would definitely be surfing. But I have a feeling whoever this is, I've never seen a comment from them before, but welcome. There is a lot of good breaks to surf in Pensacola and Dolphin Island. It stays kind of choppy, but nonetheless, it does have some really nice days. But I just can't go. But I'm guessing he's in Pensacola because everybody wants that storm to come to them if they're watching here.
Right.
They're weather fanatics, and that's what I am. Always have been since I was a child. Whether it was the snow in Southern California mountains, or San Francisco, the fog rolling in under the Golden Gate Bridge, or whether it was Virginia Beach, the snow, or Vermont snowboarding, or here hurricanes. We even had snow here last year. I've got that on video too, right?
Yeah, we do. That was a rare occasion.
We drove across the Dolphin Island Bridge in the thick of snow, filming it, and we're like almost tropical climate, and it was snowing buckets, and we filmed that.
Yeah.
That was rocking.
That was cool.
That was a fun time.
All right, Cain Janovic says, I agree with Carla. Tennis players don't work for medals. For them, Olympics is an afterthought. It's like, it would be nice, but not a big deal. They probably enjoyed the social part of the Olympics the most. I think tennis is a long gunslinger game. It's a Wild West-like romantic story. It's about one-on-one duels, and who's the one left standing. Town to town, city to city. If we're talking about the legends, Rafa, Fed, Novak, it's all about head-to-head, and it should be. High noon, okay, Coral, that kind of stuff.
Okay, Corral. Okay, Corral.
I'm
the
sorry.
showdown at OK Corral.
I'm sorry. Okay, Corral, that kind of stuff. Olympics, meh.
Had my 6-shooter.
I'm thinking about your video that you did when you had the hat and the fake gun. You remember?
What?
You had the when you were doing that. I just thought about
okay,
that.
yeah.
And you were like,
Telling you.
Yeah, I like his comment. I like Cain's comment a lot. And that's what I've been saying the whole time. I mean, Olympics for them is like a bonus. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, well, nothing to cry about.
First time I've heard of this comment. Again, I've been focused on a hurricane or a tropical disturbance for, 24 hours now? Completely. I love this comment. I haven't seen it, but because of his metaphors and the way he kind of twists tennis into the OK Corral and the Old West and the Alamo.
He says it's a West Wild-like romantic story.
You know, Billy the Kid type stuff. I'm a big fan of Western stuff. It's really deep if you really get into the context of the times then. And I spent a lot of time in the desert in Southern California with my father and sister and mother. We had a house in Hemet, California, which was inside of San Bernardino, which was near Palm Springs, but on the other side of Mount San Jacinto. I'm all about some tumbleweeds, so I keep my 6-shooter too. That's up for comment of the day.
Next comment, Steve Clevenger. Thanks for the update and the shout out, Justin. Very much appreciated.
Another weather guru out there, Steve Clevenger in Iowa, who has a place here, who's actually building a place here, actually, as we speak. Big time weather fan, big time follower with the weather stuff, and he helps me out along with Mikey, who he won't have commented here. He doesn't do that. But big shout out to Mikey Eder, just outside of Gulfport, Biloxi, Mississippi, and we followed storms here together for 30 years since we were 10. I moved to Alabama when I was 9, but went all over the place because of some family stuff that I dealt with as a kid until college. But for every bit of that way, Mike has followed weather with me. So big shout out to Mike. Brings big time stuff.
Rahesh says, "Oh my God." So I had to ask, what's wrong? And he said, "Ha ha ha, that expression from back and forth on who's beating who. He, Justin brings that up daily. And of course, I believe you, Carla."
See, this is the thing. Because I'm lucky enough to have her as a tennis player, a companion, mother, and someone I can just like really, like wrestle around with, literally. For me, you have to understand. I bring it up because I want her to feel lucky and special. But in this past 3 weeks that I've been dealing with my
lucky and you want me to bring it up because you
want
me to feel lucky and special?
I want her to be on a pedestal. Like I always want her to be up here, so I always just toy around with her. So for 8 years, I've always tried to make her feel good. And all I'm trying to tell you is that in these past 3 weeks, look, I'll tell you some of the things she's done with this leg I couldn't walk on. Purposely poke me in the wood. Harder than normal.
Oh, can you really believe that? I'm trying to help you so you can get better.
One of these things where it says, okay, on the count of 3, I'm going to pull your bandage off. 1, 2, switch. And I'm like waiting for 3, but it doesn't happen at 3. It happens at like 2 1/4. Okay, so that's not always the best thing. So when these things build up over time, I mean, you have to understand that she's a girl. She's a girl. And when you know that someone has 5 kids and you feel down for them all the time because you never stop working. She works all the time. So when I get to the tennis court, I don't want to make her work harder. I just simply want to try to make her work less and let her feel like she's winning because she is winning. But I want her to never walk off the court unless she knows that she has won. So again, after a long time, a decade or better, this has changed for me in 3 weeks.
Do any of you actually believe that? Really?
I would hope so, because it's the truth.
Really?
It is really truthful.
Come on, Justin.
You know it's truthful. She
I
knows
swear?
it's truthful, because when she gets off the court, she's always like, you didn't have to let me win. And I'm like...
No. Oh my gosh. You know what? I am tired of this.
See? She's getting defensive now. This is a sign of guilt.
Really?
Sign of guilt.
Come on.
Look, if someone can...
I've had enough people create stories around here that I'm going to have to listen to this BS now?
Wait a minute. If someone can even meet us halfway at a designated tennis court and can film this, because my kids...
You know what? Someone suggested for us to film our match. I am going to film that match.
How?
We're going to put the tripod from the back. I don't care how we do it. And they're going to watch me beat you.
I mean, we could put it up. We could put it on one of those fence extenders.
You're talking,
like Sanjeev had,
Sanjeev had. Talking out of your butt now.
You remember Sanjeev's dad had the thing, and he could shine it down the court. Mm-hmm. But see, I don't even know how to operate stuff like that. The fact is, someone just needs to be able to film that can actually be steady with their hand and actually zoom in and zoom out and walk around slowly. You give it to one of our kids, and it looks like a bomb went off.
Ooh, that's fun. All right. Next comment. Rahesh says, Chilik said, "Tough luck. That's all." So I asked, "Did you hear it?" And he said, "Yes, I heard it. But being a big man, he could have given a hug and said, 'Good job, man.'" I mean, I agree with you, Rahesh. But I say everybody's different. Not everybody's the huggy type. I mean, we're all different in this world. We don't all have to do the same thing.
Or like a chest pat where you go up and, you're like, hey, good match, and you're like, pat, pat.
Maybe he doesn't know how to be that type of guy.
You give him the chest pat or the shoulder pat.
I'm going to have to get my hat.
You want mine? Well...
No, let me go get my hat.
Well, no, here, you have my hat.
No.
You're good. I'm in the shade. I cut my hair last night in the bathroom, so I'm good. Good to go.
Jeez, I'm betraying Nadal.
Let's go.
Just kidding.
Let's go.
All right, next comment. I think he corrected the way you pronounce his name too.
Who?
Pronounced roll, not roll.
Oh, you gotta speak out loud.
Roll Fallen. R Roll Fallen. He said, "Haha, man, you are always too kind to me. I appreciate the kind words. I enjoy watching your videos when I can. Your friendship means a lot. Had great times taking to you when I was streaming rackets at the club. Keep it up. Good videos. Thanks again. It's pronounced roll, not rule. Hope to see you again. By the way, at the end of the manure, raised in Spain, match was insane. He was hitting so many crazy shots, saving 7 match points and coming back to tie at 5-5. But then Cilic showed why he won in 2014. Hope Isner beats Raonic.
Well, Isner did beat Raonic.
He did. This was before that.
Big shout out, our rule Fallen. First and foremost, this guy is the cream of the crop. I mentioned
it's
this.
Not rule, it's roll.
Our rule Fallen, again, I'll mention it again, is one of the best coaches I've ever been around. Has a way of motivating and energizing anybody on the court, or for the other 6 courts that can hear him and maybe not even know that you're even. Or he's the type of guy that can electrify a large area of that his voice can cover. So he can have 6 courts going, and he can be on court 1, and I would be off coaching on like court 6, and I would find myself pausing and almost at some points in time forgetting about the kids I was teaching just for a second. Just being honest, just to listen to him coach. Really great coach, and even a better person, which there's not many better coaches than him that I've ever met in a very long time of doing it myself. So that even means he's an extremely, extremely awesome person. Wish him the best. Thanks for the comment, bro. Much love to you and yours. I salute you always, man. Keep the skateboard going.
And again, it's Roll Fallen.
Our rule Fallen, but
not rule.
Well, we know his real name. I'm just not going to throw it out there. I don't know.
Roll Fallen.
He's in a high stakes coaching environment. I have no idea if there's any implications, positive or negative, and I just choose not to go there. I have too much respect there. We see crazy things in the world these days, and this should be completely trivial, but no big deal. But I still wouldn't want to with what he does. He's highly admirable, and I admire him very much so. Let's go.
Next comment. The Look says, "Hi guys, talking about Seles, it was in Hamburg, 93. The guy is a psychopath, and there was rumors that Steffi's father hired that guy because Seles was her kryptonite.
Big time accusation.
Yeah, Steffi was very rude to Seles, and she didn't know how to beat her. Yeah, she beat Seles in Wimbledon, but Seles has won 8 majors in 3 years, and she was only 19. Only we know that idiot was the only psychiatry for 9 months, and after that he was free. But that's Germany. Can you imagine if that would have happened to a guy if he said was doing the same thing to Serena in the USA? I don't even want to know that. That's why I never liked Graf. By the way, Jelena Jančić was the same coach who discovered Seles and Djokovic.
All I know is as hot as it is right now that the sun just peeked out, my freaking body's on fire, and I can tell you this hurricane that's in the Gulf, that's what I'm thinking about, or the tropical storm, it might be intense right here. With this heat, that hot water, it could get brutal right here.
Well, to the Look, I mean, I get that you don't like Steffi Graf, but without evidence, you can't say that it was rumored that Steffi Graf's dad hired this guy.
Yeah, that's a big time accusation.
It's a big accusation.
But you know, I've heard this before.
I've heard it before.
I've heard it a million times.
He's not here anymore in this world, so we will never know. But Seles Graf doesn't have to like Seles. Sharapova doesn't like Serena, and Serena doesn't like Sharapova. There's many players that don't like each other. That doesn't mean that they want to go kill each other.
Yeah, do you remember when Serena Williams stepped on an accidental piece of glass when she was running on the beach, and it almost took her foot off at some point because it was so badly infected, kind of like my leg got?
Yeah.
There was rumors then on different forums, places, and time. Oh, well, it was comical. It was so far out there. Oh, what did Sharapova plant that glass right down her running path in the middle of the beach? We've heard this before.
There's a lot of players who don't like each other. And yes, I agree with him. You know what? If Seles if that would have not happened to her, she could have won many more slams. And
Agreed.
yes, she was Steffi Graf's kryptonite. And that guy, if he would have done that in the U.S., he would have paid a lot longer.
Well, hopefully the individual that did such an awful thing at some point in time in this life or the next, or this frequency or the next, or this vibration or the next, somehow that he gets a feeling of what occurred to him and the right way that the universe wants to respond to that. I don't know. I'm not the brainiac behind that stuff. I have no answers for things like that. It's a shame it happened, and I definitely agree. Monica Seles was really gonna put Steffi Graf to a rest, and she was already doing that.
She was, yes.
And unfortunately, this happened. Wasn't it in Germany where
it was in Germany? And he
Graf,
told us he was in Hamburg.
And Graf's in Germany, and Seles was what, Slovakia or Czechoslovakia?
She was Yugoslavian,
somewhere in there. Really tough area at that point in time, and surely it's that area of the world is still very much recovering and trying to move forward.
Well, it's no longer Yugoslavia.
Exactly. Czechoslovakia, Yugoslavia, very tough areas, respectively, and surely to this day. And you have to respect every human being that has been a part of the tennis that has evolved in such a big way in that area of the world. It's the Djokovic's and the Cilics and the Koric's and the Monica Seleses, and the list goes on. Tipsarevic. Give me some more Serbian and Croatian players. Ivanisevic.
I mean, you named Cilic already.
There's so many, and it's amazing the resiliency of this area of the world and their dominance in the world of tennis. I only wish that my kids were a part of it in some way, shape, or form, because it's awesome. And I've been a fan of the tennis that comes out of that part of the world since I was born.
Yeah.
Since I was born.
They've got really strong athletes.
Since I was born, I've had an admiration for the tennis that comes out of there. That's why I really like this girl, Sabalenka. I mean, Belarus, wow. Tough area, and to have Sasnovich, Belarus, Azarenka. Look at the Hungarian player, Fusovic. Look at Dimitrov. Where's Dimitrov from?
He's
Hungarian? Bulgarian?
Bulgarian, yes.
So you're talking about some really deep tennis players that come from this area of the world, and that's why I'm such a critic on U.S. tennis, is because it's almost non-existent when you look at the grand scheme of things. And I only have the deepest amount of respect for the tennis that comes from that part of the world. That's my tangent for the day. Let's move.
All right, Kiya Sama says, "Holy chocolate Batman. Isner's winning over Raonic. Did I not pick this fella for my dark horse? And you're probably poo-pooing over it." Yeah, I still don't see him making it to the final.
Who?
Isner?
No, I don't. Yeah, I'm with her on that one.
Still don't see him making it to the final, but he's sticking around for now and giving it an old college try. Standing O for Kanepi, at least taking to 3 sets. And I actually second the motion for a Williams-Sharapova final, just for the drama alone, and Serena's going to go into beast mode for it. As for the grudge match, hope it's on pay-per-view or something. With all this hype, Justin, you better bring it. Got my popcorn ready. Salutes. Thanks for another great show, and keep safe with the weather outlook.
Someone just needs to film the darn thing. I'm gonna stop talking about it because, again, I was raised a gentleman, and I try to be a gentleman.
Yeah, that's why he's talking about it.
I've always tried to kind of make sure that she always knows that she's winning, and
That is such BS. Such BS.
She knows it is.
Such BS.
Do I not hold?
Go back to the other videos where he said, "I was so mad that she beat me today. I didn't even want to shake her hand."
Anyway, well, if someone can film it, if finally one of my kids can actually not get distracted and film the sky and their feet and have it zoomed in on our a complete blur, and then 10 minutes later they're like, "Oh," and ruin the whole thing, then okay. But otherwise, we'll help on that. We'll help.
All right, Wayne M. Chia says, based on their last 2 matches and how Delpo's starting against Coric, I might actually pick Del Potro to beat Rafa if they meet.
I wouldn't.
You don't think Del Potro can beat Rafa?
No way. The only reason why I don't is I think the last time that they played was recently, didn't they?
They played at the French Open.
Played the French Open.
No, Wimbledon. It was a great match.
And Rafa, it was a great match, but I think Rafa eventually, towards the end of the match, if I remember correctly, he kind of just handled it.
Well, I mean, he ran out of gas. Del Potro always runs out of gas.
And Rafa seemingly always gets stronger. I just kind of think maybe even Del Potro could win the first set, maybe even the first 2 sets. But he had better plan on that thing going 5 if he does. But I think personally, Nadal, Potro, if they meet, I would say 3 sets to 1. I'll go Nadal losing the first set. He's a slow starter.
He is a slow starter.
3-6. Nadal loses the first set 3-6. Wins the second 7-6. The third 6-3, and the fourth 6-3.
Sorry, it's so hot I have to do this. I can see it. But Dog says, Maria cannot beat Serena ever. Like 2-18 record versus Serena.
Who?
Sharapova he's talking about. Maria cannot beat Serena ever. Like 2-18 record versus Serena. Maria will probably lose. Maybe Sloane versus Key rematch. Kyrgios is young and doesn't care. Millennials.
See why I get so mad when she talks?
And by the way, your Sabalenka is bye-bye.
Osaka won. I didn't say she was my Sabalenka. I just said I picked her to win the match.
So those that picked her for the final.
So, yeah. But that was still a good run. That was good.
They played a good match. Their points actually went pretty far. And Djokovic's up 2 sets, by the way.
Yeah, well, we figured Djokovic would roll.
Yeah.
And we can assume Federer's going to roll.
Yeah. Wayne M. Chia says, potential quarter lineup and head-to-head. Djokovic Federer, 24-22. Delpo Isner, 7-4. Nadal Thiem, 7-3. Nishikori Chilik 8-6. Provided Chilik beats Goffin, this means a high chance for upset in every match.
Great research on that right there, bro.
Yeah.
Let's go! That's what I call research, and that's what I call delivering knowledge. Let's go. It's hot. I'm ready for this hurricane. That's good knowledge. Let's go. Come on.
Next comment. Cain Serjanovic says, "Oh, Justin. You should have listened to your mother. This one at Carla will never let you win. I know the type, so find your pieces supporting and celebrating her wins. Otherwise, oh boy, suffering." Just kidding. Fun listening to you guys banter, guys. By the way, Justin, I can give you a couple of tips on how to beat a girl. Always, even if she's a level above you. Let me know.
All right, well, check this one out, and then we're gonna move on because it's got to be 100. What's that thermometer say right there? Over 100 degrees, like 104.
Like 94, 95.
94, right, and then the sun heat index. Yeah, it's about 100. Seriously though, on this thing, I'll be completely honest. Say we've played 200 matches, maybe more, over the past. Probably way more than that. Let's say about 5% of those I actually tried. And
that is so. Justin,
let me finish. Can I finish?
About 5%?
Can I finish?
Wait.
I haven't finished.
About 5%.
Can I finish?
5%.
Can I finish?
Please? Do you believe
this,
man?
Will you give me a second to finish? Just let me finish the thought. Out of those 5% that I've actually tried on and wasn't, hurt or whatever, let me tell you that out of those 5%, so 200, 5% would be, let's see, 10% of 200 is 20, so 5% will be 10. So out of 10, we're probably 5-5. She's a good player, but she's only 5-5 against me, completely ready. So, I'm just telling you how it rolls.
You are so toast.
I'm just telling you.
You are toast. I won't be nice. I won't be nice.
I have to warm up. I can't warm up. I can't put some strength back on my legs. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Next comment.
People can buy plane
tickets.
They can come film it, watch it on the
Next
sideline.
comment. Cain says, about the robotic Djokovic. Comments, unfortunately, it's quite popular with both Rafa and Fed fans. I guess it's one way to lick one wound so it hurts less. I still don't understand the robotic comment. Do you?
For who, Djokovic?
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, you ever seen like a mime or a robot? They're like...
But I don't see Djokovic that way.
I see Nadal more like... Or Del Potro more like... I see Djokovic do some of the mime stuff, but yet he glides a lot too. So I wouldn't say if I have the interpretation of his robotic quote correct, then I wouldn't say Djokovic would be the most robotic. I could say I could get why he is somewhat robotic, but I think there's a lot more players out there. If my definition of robotic is on the same brainwave as his definition of robotic, I don't see robotic too terribly much. Here's a synonym. If my mindset of robotic, let's open the thesaurus. Boom, robotic. In Justin's mind. Synonym would be mechanical, jerky, so forth. But maybe I have that
I don't
wrong.
see. He's so flexible.
I don't. If my context is true, if my synonym is accurate, robotic meaning mechanical or jerky, I don't see Djokovic that way very much. So
I don't.
I don't. But if I'm wrong with the definition of your robotic, then please let me know. It's a huge B. That's a good.
Next comment. Cain says, "Add Justin, buddy. I can't take it anymore. You gonna take that? What can I do to help? I'm thinking about coming to Alabama with one single purpose, to help you break through. A small step for mankind, a giant step for you. Teach you how to beat at Carla and never lose again. She's having too much fun, it seems. I'm thinking I'll come over straight from the airport, finish half pack of cigarettes and my second beer. Get up and beat at Carla. 1-on-1. Come on, Justin. Don't make me be the bad guy. Just kidding, guys. Not really about beating at Carla. By the way, why don't you record one of your matches? It would be a blasted comment here."
Real quick, because we're about to run out of time on part 1. Here's my rundown on that. I love the comment. Thank you very much. Number 1, a lot of people on social media platforms, one of the reasons why I don't involve myself with it at all. We do this, but I don't go and I don't do the social media. I just try to deliver tennis news and hurricanes, but I don't go much farther than this and what you guys say to us. Outside of that, so many people say, "Oh, well, man, I'll come do this and we'll come do that. The door's open," and they never show up. I think there was a time and place a long time ago. There was like a warlord in Africa, and all these people were on social media back then talking about everybody's going to wear a pink shirt that was going to remind the world that we need to take out this warlord or something like that. And like there was like 20 million people that were commenting on this. Yet when the day it came, there was no shirt on anywhere. So all I'm trying to get at is we bleed tennis. We love the game. We had Dave Raines, respectively, in the same type of genre that came down from Cincinnati. We played for a week. He played with our kids. We played doubles, and he's done it 2 years in a row. If you want to come, feel free to come. The closest airports are New Orleans. Mobile is the closest, or Pensacola, Mobile being the closest. Come on, let's go. Second of all,
I'll beat both of you, Canadian double.
Second of all, with Carla, as far as filming it, we do have some hitting videos. You can see our hitting videos. You can go to our playlist of Justin and Carla hitting. Unfortunately, the kids filmed them, or we set the camera down. She just had a baby. She thinks she was overweight, and yada yada yada. But nonetheless, there's some there. But we've tried to do videos of us playing, but the kids are all over the place, and then we just are upset that we just played a set, and there's nothing tangible from the video. Right. Anyway, we're going to stop here and go to part 2. It's hot. I think we might even have to shift locations, maybe.
It is brutal.
And we're going to go right to part 2 and finish up with these comments, results, upcoming matches, and hopefully that this hurricane comes on through.
Yes.
All right? Let's go.